Cy here. I am at Steve Carmichael's workshop with Steve, Sarah and Charley from Savannah Farms, and Tim Munsey. And we all did a project together. Tim did part 1, I'm doing part 2, and we all gathered here to do part 3, and Sarah and Charley are doing part 4. So, continue watching for part 2, and I'm going to put a link down below, and you can watch all the other parts also.
Welcome to Cy's Garden.
Hi all, Cy here. So I got a big old box in the mail, and it was from Tim Munsey from Tim's Woodworking, and he made a flower press. So it's been handed off to me, and my job is to put some intarsia on the top of this flower press here. So I've tried a few different things, and I think I'm liking this flower pattern. And I'm going to put it like that, and then I'm going to have it continue across over here. So let's get started. I gathered together some different colors of wood. I have some really cool holly. That's really white, rose or ivory wood. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's pink. Padauk for orange, and then some purple heart for purple. And I'm cutting up the flowers and I'm gluing them onto the wood as they'll fit. I realize these pieces are all small and stuff, but I'm going to use the bandsaw. So for the inside of the flower, I'm thinking it should be darker. So I'm going to go into my scrap bin and pick out my, I think something like that will work. I think that's walnut. Yeah, let's use that. This is what's left, and I don't think I can make anything out of those little pieces. But with that one piece, I was able to make all the insides of the flowers. So yay! I'm gonna round all of the insides of the flowers first before I actually cut the petals apart. Yeah. After using the pneumatic sander to rough out the shape, then I used some hand sanding to smooth out those edges a little bit more. And it was really easy to drop these little tiny pieces, which I proceeded to do multiple times. This is the rough shape that I ended up with. And because I had all of the insides of the flowers already taken care of, I didn't have to worry about this piece when I cut out the petals. It could just be thrown away. I can use the bandsaw. Woohoo! I forgot to drop my blade guard down because I was so excited I could use a bandsaw. I've cut all the petals apart, and now I'm going to trace around this inside piece and use the bandsaw to cut off the pieces that I mark in hopes that they all fit snug together. And that seemed to work out great. Next, I removed the papers, and this is one of my favorite parts when it reveals the pretty colors underneath. Even though I use Elmer's repositionable stick glue, sometimes those papers are a little bit difficult to get off. Yeah, those colors look great. Then it was back to the pneumatic sander so I could do some major shaping of those petals. And I was really excited how it was turning out. Then it was time to use the sandpaper. My plan was to use 100 grit to do the final shaping, then 150 grit to soften that, and finish it all off with 220. Since I was sitting in my corner, John came in and hung out on my lap for a little while. He even stuck around when I used the Dremel a couple of times. Shaping with 100 grit takes the longest of all the steps, so by the end of the day, this was as far as I had gotten.
Okay, I think I have all of the shaping done. Now, I'm going to go through and sand with the 150 and sand with the 220. And then it'll be time to lay it out and add any little pieces I need to add. And glue it onto the thingy.
So I started right in with my coffee, my 150 and my 220, and it went fairly quickly. Then I placed it all on the flower press and rearranged it a little bit for gluing.
Okay, I think I have it arranged how I like it on there. And I'm gonna make some new branches to go to each flower. Okay, I put some stems with some little offshoots. And I think it is ready now for the glue.
So I glued up until it was too hot in the garage. And it was really hard to stop because I wanted to get it all glued up, but it was just too warm. So I came back the next day and finished up the gluing, and it was really hot that day too.
All right, it is hot in here, but got it all glued up. And I imagine it's gonna dry pretty quick. Great, I think it is dry and ready for spray. Woo! Let's take a look. Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah!
So I wrote Tim and Sarah and Steve, and Steve said he didn't think it was a taboo thing to use 2 different finishes, so I am going to use two different finishes. I am going to use poly on this, and I'm going to use Danish oil on the rest.
I really like how polyurethane looks on intarsia pieces. And then I really like the soft look of the Danish oil for other stuff.
First coat down. Well, I'm back again with the big old box, but this time the project is all done and I'm going to pack it up so that I can take it. So here's the press. And it's going to be all bolted together once it gets to the next set of folks. All right. So stay tuned for their portion and what they do with their flower press. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye!